This is an old favorite. It used to be called Happy Troc and their new owners, and it is slowly but surely kind of filling back up, and it's a lot of fun if you're in Limoges. I highly recommend it. I apologize for having to do the video with voiceover, but the music that they were playing has triggered the YouTube copyright. So I'll just kind of try to narrate and recreate my wonder at this Brocante, one of my favorites. I looked up troc.com, and this store is located near the Family Village shopping center, which, if you know Limoges, is kind of a really easy place to find. And they do consignment from like estate sale type things if you need a house cleared out, or you can, ask for an estimate and put something there on consignment. So I think that's why you kind of see like this diverse selection of things. This store is a little bit different from a frippery, which would have a lot more clothes and baby items and household things. But you can see there's a big range of things that are found here. We are looking for a side table for our third bedroom, and Michael found this one, which we think was some sort of telephone stand. It's very clever and it was super sturdy, but we weren't really sure, and the room isn't cleaned out just yet. And when you have a small house, you tend to hesitate. So if it's there when we go back next time, I think we'll grab it. As ever, we continue to search for the elusive unicorn armoire that would work in our kitchen. We really want one that's short enough for that area, but also has a drawer that would be able to accommodate the silverware. So we know it's out there. We're going to continue to look, but I'm always amazed at how perfect in terms of condition these units are. And some of them are taller than I can even reach with my hands. I'm gonna say this one was probably about 8 feet tall. They have these beautiful plate racks. They are, just gorgeous if you have a bigger home. Again, just in amazing condition. So I always like kind of just walking through to see what they have in the bigger furniture. And they do have mattresses for sale here that are new. And just different types of commodes and things that you might like. This one right here, this marble top commode, I had to do a stop and look. There were several prices on it, so I'm not really sure what they were asking for it, but it was perfect condition. And the inlay of wood on it was just beautiful. So it was either going to be $129 or $185. I wasn't really sure. They had not put the official sticker on it yet. Up here, these are super clever. I am fascinated by them. They are dough proofing boxes, and you'll see them in many of the bakeries even today. These were $129 each one, and I have seen them on Etsy for upwards of $1,500. I mean, they're just this amazing glance from the past, and I just think they're beautiful. Troc.com, formerly Happy Troc, has a ton of table and chair sets. So if you're in Limoges and you're looking, I would 100% come here to look. They're in great condition, and there were probably 100 to choose from. This store is really interesting because they do have some brand new items that must have been closeouts that get put here as well. And we continue to look for the things that we're looking for. One thing that Michael is standing by up here is kind of this half moon shaped table. We really want one with like a heavy cast iron on the bottom that we could put stone on the top and use as kind of a sideboard outside on the patio. Many people in France eat outside a good portion of the year, and we like to have apéro with our neighbors outside on the patio, and that would just be a fun way to kind of stage things as we are having dinner or drinks in the backyard. We're just going to keep looking. You can't replicate things like this. I don't understand the monkey marble top table, but there it is if you're in the market for it. Next, Michael is checking out the golf clubs. We're trying to get a set for our neighbor Julien because he and Michael have been going to the driving range, and so he's on the lookout. This set was a left-handed set, so it didn't work out. But check out all these mirrors back here. I just couldn't believe the selection. There are so many. And they were anywhere from, like the little one I think was only $39, but like it was a range of prices. So most of them were between €49 and like these slightly bigger gold framed ones were $69, and the bigger ones were $129. So still a really good bargain, I think, for this type of mirror. Turn in the corner here. I wanted to show you this very typical Limoges item. I see them all the time. It's not the wooden horses, but it's these. These are, I did some research, and these are enamel on copper. And Limoges is famous for enamel dating back to like the Renaissance, but these would be more like mid-century, and they're typically powdered glass that gets baked onto copper. And you see them all over the place in the Brocantes in Limoges and around Limoges. These are just fun cases that are kind of near the front of the store. And I am looking for some more serving spoons and cheese knives. Now, many things in France are much less expensive, but I find that silver plate tends to be a little more expensive than it is in California. But you can see these just have a range of, the demi-tasse spoons and cups to, the cutlery, the bakelite handles, and there's just lots of fun things to look at. I love this aisle because it has everything from those adorable crystal ice buckets to the trinket boxes. And one of the things that I just have a terrible weakness for are the white pitchers. And this set was €19 for 4 of them. And I also want to point out those coffee grinders that are right next to them. We went to this beautiful restaurant near Saint-Emilion, and they put those out on the table as pepper grinders, and you just ground, and then you had fresh ground pepper in the little coffee drawer underneath, which was super clever, I thought. In this aisle as well, I love the copper. I found a really beautiful jam pot here last year, and I think it was like €25, and it's solid copper, and they're just beautiful. You can make gorgeous centerpieces. Well, we are in Limoges, and so you'll see a lot of the beautiful porcelain and dinnerware. They had many different sort of eras and choices. I tried to focus on the price labels as well so that people could see, but I know I move a little quickly. This Haviland centerpiece bowl was so beautiful. It was absolutely perfect, not a chip. And for €59, I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, but I try to show restraint most of the time. You can see my finger in the frame here because I got excited. I love these white porcelain cache-pot, these little like flower pot things. I love to put like the TV remotes in them and just use them for like storage because I think they're just beautiful. That one did go home with me. I was proud to say it sits on my coffee table now. Here, Michael found a barometer sort of French weather station, and we love bringing stuff like this home for our kids just because it's so unusual and fun to find. This ancient glass is similar to some that I have found at other brocantes, and I love that you can find so many of these great apéro dishes, just little things like this for serving, the little nibbles. It's a super French tradition, and I love coming to brocantes to find these little treasures to make the table even more beautiful. Now, I think that the selection of etched glassware was absolutely amazing and not super expensive. So I just kind of am looking always, because I think these are just special and beautiful. But a small set of these is anywhere from, €6 to, I think one that I look at right down here was like €14, and there were like 10 of them, and they're beautifully etched. They're just unique and special, and they make the table really beautiful. I can't bring a lot of this stuff home just because I don't have a lot of storage for it, but I know that someone is going to enjoy these beautiful things. As we come back up to the front of the store, they put some of these beautiful premier items sort of in display cases, and you can see just how varied and extraordinary they are. There's beautiful crystal, and then I was fascinated by these sculptures, and in the case right here you can see there's just gorgeous porcelain, and then these are 4 little Renault monkeys, and that is the Fabergé licensed Limoges porcelain platter. So there's just like these little unique treasures that you can kind of find if you poke around. I just thought it was beautiful, all the different things. I have such a curiosity of all of this stuff. I just think it's wonderful. That set of plates was €99, and there were 5 or 6 of them. So just lots of really fun, unique things. Looks like original art. If anyone knows the artist, I would love to know the story there. But you can see they just kind of set it all out, and it is a fun afternoon. I highly recommend it, and I hope that you'll comment if you enjoy this store if you're near Limoges. But if you enjoy the brocanting, I'd love to know too, because there's just fascinating things. And Michael doesn't get into it as much as I do, but I just truly enjoy, looking. Again, with a small house, I cannot bring very much of it home. I think this day I brought home the little white flower pot. We brought the little barometer for to bring home for our son, and I'll show you a little sneak peek of how I styled one of the things that I really adored. That was our very fun trip to Troc de Limoges, or troc.com as it's called. And I truly appreciate you watching. I'm leaving you with a little sneak peek of what made it into the house. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here.